name is Tech and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today's video we'll be going over an RTX 3080 versus an RTX 3080 Ti, and as well as comparing it to an RTX 3090. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video and make sure you leave a like and comment down below. Anyway, let's get straight to it. As we report from video cards as the only one of the sources that we always use for this channel, they have finally confirmed the RTX 3080 Ti. I may be late to this news as I usually am for most things, but it's better late than never to actually go over this. Anyway, this was reported finally to be confirmed a card after so many months of delay, as we have known for the past months on end, 6 months, 12 months, that GPU supply is basically shot. Like, there is nothing out there, and especially we still have the scalper thing to deal with, and also the supply to demand not being able to be met, and also Nvidia making just more cards, different types of cards. Now you may be wondering, well, an RTX 3080 Ti, will I even be able to get it? The answer will probably be not really. It is releasing as estimated as May 18th, and this graphics card is going to be in between the RTX 3080 and the RTX 3090, and will be going up against AMD's own RX 6900 XT, which is priced at the same price point of $1,000. The RTX 3080 Ti is going to be $1,000 as well. Now, whether or not that this card will perform as well as a 3090 or a little over, maybe, but as you can see down here, we have the rumor specifications of the RTX 3080 Ti, featuring 80 GPU clusters, which is 2 less than the 3090, which is around 10,240 CUDA cores, which is definitely a lot over the RTX 3080. And over RT cores, it has 80 versus the 3090 only having 82, and then the RTX 3080 only having 68. And also we can see the tensor cores being around closer to the 3090 than it is to the 3080, and also having the same amount as ROMs. Sorry, something in my throat. Anyway, the base clock and the boost clock can change over time. This is the Founders Edition card that we're talking about right now. I think so. This is by 1365 base clock and also a boost clock of 1665 megahertz. This has 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory, not like the RTX 2080 Ti, which had GDDR6 memory, which had 11 gigs of onboard VRAM. Compared to the 3090 having 24, this is cut in half, priced at $1,000 or $999 USD, and features a TDP of 320 watts and bandwidth of 912 gigabytes per second, and also memory clock of 19 gigs per second, which is basically almost the same as a 3080, just with a little bit less cores and a lot less VRAM. Now, if we can think about performance and everything else in between, so the 3080 being only $700, the 3080 Ti will be estimated around 20% or maybe 15% more performance than a 3080, because a 3090 is actually 20% more performance than a 3080. So we can expect performance to be a little bit in between that number, so maybe like 10% faster or maybe 13% faster. We can expect an estimate performance around that too. Anyway, this is featuring 12 gigs of onboard VRAM versus 24 gigabytes of VRAM, which definitely is the reason why the cost is so much down compared to $1,500, and also is competing against the RX 6900 XT. Now, and also from video cards, we also have pictures of the RTX 3080 Ti Supreme X being leaked by a guy who was. We also have pictures of shipping of the RTX 3080 Ti as well. That is the RTX 3080 Ti, as you see it right there. This is the MSI Supreme X. And also we're going over benchmarks of the 3090 and the 3080. And here we have benchmarks of the RTX 3090 versus the Nvidia RTX 3080. These are both for the win cards at 4K. This is something I found on the internet. I can't run my own benchmarks because I don't have any of these cards at all, but these cards were ran at 4K using ultra settings at RTX with RTX ND-LSS enabled when it's possible for these certain games. Now, as we can see between the performance numbers of FPS, the 3080 is red and the 3090 is blue. And as you can see, the performance difference between these cards is well aware of what's going on. We can see Wolfenstein Youngblood, the 3090 getting 148 frames versus the 139 frames, which is definitely around only like 9%, I mean a 9 FPS difference. And also Red Dead also having a narrow margin difference between a 3090 and a 3080. And as you see with Gears Tactic, the 3080 getting 71 FPS versus 78 FPS for the 3090. Now, if we were supposed to estimate the performance of an RTX 3080 Ti at 4K with RTX enabled and DLSS, we can probably estimate that it'll be somewhere in between, closer to a 3090 because of the specifications of the CUDA cores, the memory clocks, and everything being closer to a 3090 than a 3080. It beats the 3080 in almost every way, and we can definitely see performance uplift of up to 10% at least over an RTX 3080 Ti. Doom Eternal, you do see a substantial amount of difference in between a 3080 and a 3090, probably because Doom Eternal's amazing textures and graphics. Probably the VRAM gets used up a lot more in that game, and also the 3080 only has 10 gigabytes of onboard VRAM, which may have struggled a little bit with 4K at ultra settings texture wise. So that definitely could show the improvement of onboard VRAM from 12 gigabytes of RTX 3080 Ti. So if I had to guess, the Doom Eternal's FPS, we may see around 170, hopefully, or 169, 169. Yeah. And for Minecraft, we may see around 90 FPS. This is all just estimation by me, just guessing where it might land. I'm hoping it's not a flop and it's just the same as a 3080, which definitely it's not going to be. And hopefully Nvidia can get their drivers down as well, as they have had problems over these past couple of months with driver issues and things that have been happening, and with FPS also kind of getting capped down because of certain issues with the cards. But this 3080 Ti, if you can get your hand on it, it's definitely going to be worth it. Is it worth it more than a 3090? I would say yes. This is kind of like a 3090 but shaved down, just with less VRAM. That's it. You're not really going to lose a lot of performance with having around 200 less CUDA cores and maybe a little bit less gigabyte transfers per second. It's the same 384-bit bus. It's almost identical in everything, just having a little less, just a tad bit less than a 3090. And I think it's definitely worth it more than a 3090. The 3090, if you plan to play at 4K, 144 FPS, I mean, maybe, or if you're going to be running like 248 frames, which is no card can even do 240 frames at 4K. I mean, come on. The 3000 series cards is definitely a big uplift over performance over the 2000 series cards, but they still are not going to make 4K gaming mainstream. 1440p is the sweet spot that we are at right now. 4K gaming is definitely getting up there, but as you can see with these numbers, 4K gaming has a long way to go, and Nvidia's RTX 4000 and also AMD's 7000 series, or I'm just gonna call it RDNA 3. I don't know what they're gonna call it yet because they're still having confusion with all the naming scheme. And both of these companies are actually be using multi-GPU chiplet dies, sort of what Ryzen did with their own 3000 series processors, which was also what Intel called gluing dies together, which basically allows for two separate dies to communicate with each other and produce a lot more CUDA cores, or have a lot more CUDA cores on board, and also work together simultaneously. Now, when you do that, you also have to deal with latency problems and things like that. So I'm just really pumped about that card when it comes out in the future. So maybe having no supply of these cards may have been a better thing to have, and just wait for a 4000 series card, which will give us even better performance at 4K than the 3000 series cards. But the 3080 Ti, if you can get your hands on it, good luck. It's probably be a paper launch, so I mean, unless you have a bot that can get you it, I highly doubt any of us gamers will get our hands on it unless some miracle happens. But sorry that I don't have any more benchmarks. This is something I found on the internet. You can probably look up more on your own if you wanted to. I just don't have these cards on hand. It's really hard to get them, and I only have an RX 560 in my system anyway. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot to the channel. We are at 35 subscribers, and I'm just pumped about where this journey on YouTube is going to take me, and hopefully future PC builds down the line. Anyway, peace out, and I hope you enjoyed the video.